The snow is falling. Yeah, it's a snowy day today. However, I was able to go out to the Dollar Tree and pick up some seeds. How exciting that is. Even though it's snowy like this, still, spring is going to come. Hello, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Well, I am so excited about the fact that I went to the Dollar Tree, and there they had the different gardening supplies out. But more than anything, I was excited to be able to get some more seeds. That's right, and so I want to share with you my seed haul that I had from the Dollar Tree. You see that I have a whole lot of seeds and I have a whole lot of planning to do in my journal here to figure out what I'm going to do and what I'm going to plant and how I'm going to plant it. So along with my burpee seeds, if you didn't see my burpee seeds video, go and check that out, and you're going to see all of the seeds that I have been accumulating. This massive haul of seeds between the American seeds and also my burpee seeds and the seeds that I had before. Oh my goodness, I am just so grateful, so thankful for all of these different seeds, and I'm extremely happy for the microgreens because I'm definitely going to be planting them out in the garden in March so that I can create a salad. Yes, a delicious hot mix salad. To share with you my seeds, and first and foremost, I was able to get the microgreen seeds. And these seeds are fantastic. This is the hot mix, and this is the mild mix of the microgreen seeds. And I picked up a couple of packs, actually 6 different packs, 3 and 3 of each of them. And I found that this was so good because I didn't really use them as microgreens, but in March I did sow them in the ground, directly sowed them in a different area in my kitchen garden, and it was such a wonderful thing because I was able to make or create a cut and come again salad. You know, those winter greens, or the spring mix they call it in the stores, and it was so tasty. And I had at the time the hot mix. So it was really good to be able to taste the different flavors of the greens. Some of them had a more mustard taste or flavor, and spicy flavor, and it added so much to the meals, just to have the greens and also to have the flavor in the greens. And I also picked up some marigolds. The marigolds, now before they had the marigolds in the boxes, they had them in boxes and then you'd shake them out, but now they've condensed it and put the marigolds in these packets. So I only got one packet of marigolds, but I did buy a whole lot of seeds here, so I'm going to lay them out on the table so that you can get to see my yes, Dollar Tree seed haul. And this is with the American Seed Company. Yeah, the American Seed Company. How exciting. And you know, last year I got a whole lot of seeds. I couldn't help myself. 4 for $1. And they're just enough seeds to actually make a difference. So let me share with you my seed haul from the Dollar Tree. Okay, let us take a closer look at the seeds that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. The American Seed Company they are the ones that packaged these seeds. So let's start here with the marigold. This is marigold dwarf French double mixed colors, and it is easy to plant. Just apply water, all natural mixture. And they give you instructions on what to do. It's 12% marigold seeds in there, and then they have inert matter too. So when you shake it out, it can help to sort out the seeds. It's a really good process. Usually they have this in a box, but this time they have it in this packet. So I'm excited about the marigolds because I love their marigolds. Then I also got the microgreens here, the mild mix, in as little as 5 days to harvest to get these microgreens. They're something like sprouts, and it says that it elevates your meals. Mild mix contains cabbage red, express, kale, lacanito, mustard, tatsoi, black knight, cabbage pack, chow, and mustard mizuna. So that's interesting, yes. Good flavors. And it says microgreen sprouts and grasses are increasingly popular as they are easy to grow, easy to harvest, easy to prepare, delicious to eat, and highly nutritious. So I got 3 of these in the microgreens mild mix. Then I got the hot mix. The hot mix, and this is hot mix, has mustard, has a mustard purple wave, mustard mizuna, line streaked, mustard tatsoi, kale red URSA, and another type that I cannot pronounce, kohlrabi. Oh, kohlrabi purple Vienna. So that seems to be really, really good and tasty, I think, with the mustard greens, the kale, which I love, and the purple, the kohlrabi. That sounds like a good greens to have as well. So I have these packets here. And then let's take a look at the seeds in the packets. And these packets are 4 for $1. Well, I got Cosmos. I love these Cosmos. The Cosmos colors are so pretty. And they seem to do well in my garden. I got a tomato, large red cherry tomato. Usually I don't seed out, plant out tomatoes from seed. I usually buy them in starts, but I decided to try this year buy seeds. Then zinnias. I love their giant cactus mix colors zinnias. They always come out very well, and when I plant them, I have great success. Then bean garden tender green improved bush beans. That's another seed that does very well in my garden, and I usually get a very good harvest. Snapdragon, tall rust resistant mixed colors. And I tried this last year. I did it with the winter sowing, and it came out okay. But I want to try again because the flower was so beautiful with the snapdragon. Snapdragon flower, absolutely beautiful. Then I was able to get chives. I only picked up one packet of chives. I then had basil. I love their basil. I've had great success in planting and sowing the basil out, and just being able to cut and come again with the basil, the sweet Italian. So this is going to be a great addition to my herbal garden. Then sage. I love sage, and this too grows well in the container, but also it does very well. I've had great success also in the ground. And then beets, Detroit dark red beets, so delicious, very, very delicious. And last but not least, the cucumber. I love the pickling cucumber. I think that they are much more delicious than the other types of cucumber seeds that I've tried before. This cucumber is just enough, and especially when you're creating a salad, it's not too much, and each person can get their own fresh cucumber to add to their salad. So those are the seeds that I collected. I do have, as I said, a lot of these American seeds already, and so I am just excited to be able to add them to my collection. I also picked up this container here, and I think that it's just a nice one. I might go back and pick up a couple little more, pick up some more of their containers. You have to put the holes in it. They don't put the holes there, but they give you the indentation, so you just punch out the X for drainage. And it's a good size. It's a good size pot. So that is my haul, and I'm going to do some planning in my journal, Moments to Dream Again, the Intentional Garden Journal for 2023. I think that is so exciting to be able to plant these seeds, but I'm really excited about the microgreens, the hot greens here. Hello and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Well, today I want to start my winter sowing, and I've been thinking about it using my journal to think about, well, what exactly do I want to sow and what are my goals for this year, this 2023 season, because I want to be intentional about my gardening. So one of the things that we want to start is an herbal tea garden. I just want to grow herbs so that I can use the herbs for cooking as well as for creating new and exciting teas. Well, the herbs that I'm going to start are perennial, and they do need some time to, get adjusted to the weather and to germinate. So I think that the winter sowing method, the bottle winter sowing method, is the best method to use. And so I wrote it down in my journal here because I want to keep record of it, and I want to also know that I'm being intentional and also sticking to my goals for this season, this growing season. Plus, I do love tea, and I love fresh tea, and I have plenty of mints in the ground. But to add the oregano and sage and also thyme and getting it fresh is going to really help for me to have some really good herbs and really good flavors in my tea. I also decided that I wanted to plant some oriental poppies. Now, I've never grown oriental poppies before. I've seen them and wanting to get some of them as starts, and it's quite expensive. So I decided to use these seeds and to start them by seeds instead of buying them as starts. And then lupin. I did the same thing with lupin. I bought some lupin, and just one container of lupin were $5, whereas with all these seeds, I'm hoping that I'll get a couple of plants. And lupin is so beautiful. The lupin is a perennial, and then also it sells seeds in the garden. So if I can get it to grow in the garden and sell seed, I think that would be fantastic. But they do need some time to germinate. And also lupin are, they bloom in May and June. So I need to get started on actually both of them because they're early summer, late spring, early summer flowers. And so it's time to get started on them. So I'm excited about this. And I know that I have more seeds coming. So this is just the beginning of my winter sowing, because I think it is kind of early for some of the other plants that I want to do winter sowing. I know that it's kind of early to get started with them, but with these perennials, they do need time, and they're going to get much more light. In my home, it's not as bright, and I don't have grow lights. So this winter sowing method is actually the best thing for me here at Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. So I'm going to put it together, and I'm going to show you where I'm going to let them sit, and we will continue to watch them as they develop. And I am happy about my journal. It has really been useful, and I found that it's good to document, and even just to know that you're intentionally thinking about and planning your garden, that it's not just haphazard, but that the garden has plans, it has purpose, and that it's going to meet my needs. And when I'm finished with it, I'm going to feel a sense of accomplishment because I intentionally planned to have it. It's something that I really wanted to see done. So that's this one. And then last year I had my last year's journal, and I used the last year's journal as a reference too, because last year I just wanted to be a kitchen garden, but this year I wanted to be a tea and kitchen garden together. I want the herbs to play a really big part in the kitchen garden area. So let's get started on this process. With winter sowing, I decided first to start with seeds that would require an early start to the season. And these seeds that I chose are perennials: the lupin, the oriental poppy, the sage, the thyme, and the oregano. It is important to document when you have begun the winter sowing. And so on February 9th, 2023 is the day today that I'm going to sow these seeds in the bottles. and put them out in the garden or on the deck. And so I want to journal this and make sure that I remember when I started, so that I would be aware of how long they've been in the bottle and to see if they actually germinate, just to monitor them. So keeping this information in my intentional garden journal for 2023 is very important to me. The sage has a wonderful flower, and I'm excited about adding sage also in my jewel garden area with the roses. And it has a beautiful fragrance as well, and can become quite large too and take up a nice amount of space in the garden. Here are the supplies that are needed for this task. I decided to use the soil, the Miracle-Gro soil, as well as the expanded soil that I got from the Dollar Tree. I also got the tape, the pack and tape from the Dollar Tree, and the scissors from the Dollar Tree. And these are, of course, the seeds, definitely seeds, and the clear containers, which are really the apple juice came in them. But I really like the size of the containers, and I like the fact that I can see through them as well. It's amazing how the expandable soil just fills up this pot that I got from the Dollar Tree also so quickly, and that it is a really wonderful way of being able to plant the seeds and knowing that they will hold the moisture. The expandable soil really holds moisture well. And I like that. I like the idea of using it with this process. I'm going to start off first with these three seeds. The lupin, oriental poppy, and the sage. And I'm going to use them first because I want to make sure that I have enough soil and also that I can plant these in first because they require the most amount of time. I placed holes on the bottom of each of the containers. Then I cut around the sides and made sure that it stayed attached. And that way you can open up the bottle and then use the cover it back up with tape. I also added the soil in. I put the soilless mix or expandable soil at the bottom and then put the potting soil on top. So I have been able to put this together. This is the beginning of my bottle winter sowing. This is the beginning of my winter sowing, and I have decided to start with sage, broadleaf, and then the oriental poppy and lupin. And I'm going to put them here out on the deck so that they can experience the rest of this winter into spring, and we'll see and monitor them. I love the clear bottle because I'll be able to see the growth. And just so that you can see real closely here, what I did was I layered it. At the bottom I put the cocoa husk, and then I put the potting mix up top. So the potting mix has some fertilizer in it, so that will help the seedlings when they germinate, so that they will get the fertilizer that they need, whatever that they need, because it is potting soil, but it's not a whole lot. Okay, let me find a location that would be good. All right, so I'm going to put the bottles over here. The reason why I'm going to put them in this corner here is because of where the sun comes in. The sun comes in from the west, and then it travels this way, and the bottles will get a lot of sun, and I'll be able to monitor them as well from the kitchen window. Hello and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home. And this is what the garden looks like right now in February. This is February 9th. So I've decided to get started with the bottle sowing. We have just come out of some cold, frigid temperatures, but now it's starting to warm up. And the temperature right now is about 48, 49 degrees here in the garden. And I think it's ideal to begin the bottle sowing because now in February, that gives me like 3 weeks here in February. In March, I would have another 4 weeks, 7, and then the beginning of April, I should really start to see some germination and things happening with the bottle winter sown plants. But even now we can start to see that the soil is getting ready for spring. I do have Pachysandra there that is always green, and the shrubs are looking really good. Things are looking good. I do have some cleanup still to do, but overall the garden is definitely ready for us to work in. I've added to this winter sowing, bottle sowing here. I call it the bottle sowing, but it's really called winter sowing. Oregano and thyme. And the reason why I'm adding these herbs is because we're going to create an herb garden. And a lot of these herbs are going to also be used for teas. So I want to get them started because they are perennial. These are perennial, and they will return. The type, it says here, perennial. So if I sow the seeds outdoors here in this winter bottle sowing system, what will happen is that they will be ready, because they do take time to germinate and also to really adapt to the outside. And it says here about oregano: sow seed indoors 6 to 8 weeks before planting outdoors, as oregano requires a long growing season. In warm areas, may be seeded directly outdoors. Harvest leaves continually to keep plants compact and productive. Dry leaves in a warm, airy place. When dry, pulverize and store in airtight containers. And to me, that is a wonderful thing about oregano, because I can use it as an herb for cooking, as well as to add into teas and add a kind of strong taste or flavor. And then with time, it says sow seeds outdoors in full sun, 2 seeds every 3 inches. Thin plants to 12 inches apart about a month later. In cold climates, mulch with straw for winter protection. Harvest small cuttings continually through the growing season. Pot up time in a sunny window for winter use. It's easy to grow. So this perennial herb features many tiny green leaves that form an attractive spreading plant. Thyme is highly aromatic and flowers attract bees. If limited for gardening space, try a deep windowsill container or 3-gallon container for your herbs. Yeah. So I am excited about this too, and more than likely I may place them in containers so that they can have their own space, but we'll see. But first, to begin with, we are putting them in these containers. And yes, I did leave the cap on because I want it to keep the humidity in. And when they start to sprout, then I will take off the bottle cap. So I'm going to put these 2 bottles over here with the others that I have here. The other herb is the sage broadleaf, but the other 2 are perennials, the oriental poppy and the lupin, but they are flowers. So I'm getting started, and I'm excited about this because I'm also getting my herbal garden started as well with the oregano, sage, and thyme. I love to give garden tours, so come and join me again. The Catherine's Garden and Home, and let's sow things as I sowed our way through. I know I kept saying so because that's what I want to do. So fruits and vegetables and flowers, and sow love and joy and peace in the world. Good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Well, it is Saturday morning, and it has been raining here in the New England area. I am in the Boston area and Zone 6, and I'm here in my urban English-style cottage garden, and I am just very happy to see how things are looking out here. And I'm thankful for the rain, even the mists and the drizzle, because it has been a little bit dry, but I have been able to seed some of my seeds here. And right here I have some herbs that I have been seeding. I seeded my cinnamon, basil, and curly kale, and over here is oregano. So I'm happy that they are growing in, especially this basil, cinnamon basil, that I got from Baker Creek and my curly kale seeds. They're a little old, but they are still coming through there, and that is good because I do want to have kale in the garden. Right now I do have kale, but I need some fresh kale for this season. And then in those containers that you see there, I have seeded out some basil, regular basil, and also cilantro. So I'm waiting for them to seed. And then in these seed trays here are my cleome, and I am excited about putting these cleome in the garden, but I just want them to be a little bit bigger so that they don't get lost in the shuffle. And I started this first in the winter bottle sowing method, and then I pinched them out, up potted them here. And yes, there are a lot of little seedlings together, but I just want them to grow bigger. And then when I finally transplant them into the garden, I will separate them out some more. But they do look very happy here. And then I want to show you up close and personal my herbal tea bowl. Yeah, my herbal bowl here, which is looking really, really good. And you could see that the pineapple mint is spreading, and then I have nasturtiums here, variegated nasturtium, Alaska nasturtiums, I think they're called. My sage, look at that. That has also grown in. I have strawberry plants, the little starts that were runners from other strawberry plants, and I planted them in here in the bowl. I have my spearmint. I have some thyme here, just a little thyme. I have some oregano in the corner there. I don't know what this plant is. If you know what this is, let me know. But I know it's something good, but I don't remember what it is that I seeded in. But if you know what that is, let me know. Yeah. And then in the center, I have my rosemary. I just love rosemary. It's good for cooking, but I also like putting a little of it in my teas because it gives it a strong, it has a strong taste, a strong flavor. So it just gives a bite to the tea. Yeah, I do like strong tastes. And I offset it, of course, with some sugar or honey, some sort of sweetener. It's kind of good in the morning because I am a coffee drinker, and I'm trying to cut back on coffee. So herbal teas have a light flavor, taste. So therefore, putting rosemary or those stronger flavored herbs in the tea, along with the mint and other like lemon balm and other flavors, it just gives it a more sharper taste. I think because I need to substitute the herbal tea for coffee. At least that's what I want to do. Yeah, so I like how the spearmint is growing here. And the way that you can propagate these herbs or create more is that you can cut the stems here, and then strip it off and sit it in water, and it will grow a root, and then you can replant it. You'll have a new plant. And this is my other bowl of annuals, which are doing very well. They've definitely grown since last week, and they're starting to spread. I like how this looks. So what's new for the garden this month, early June, is the fact that I have planted out some of my annual seedlings and things that I've grown from seed. As you can see here, I'm just popped into the ground this cleome tray because they're small and I don't want them to get lost, so I've decided to do it this way, and then when they get a little bigger I will actually plant them in this spot. You can see one of the cleome right there, and that is actually a gift from the garden. It reseeded itself, and also the other one there. Now these two here, that is 4 o'clocks. Those are 4 o'clock seedlings that I started from seed, and I planted them there. And then I have some zinnias here. And so when the pansies die out, and the purple perilla, that's what you see there, those are purple perilla that we seeded from last year. They self-sown themselves there. When they all grow up, I will be thinning them out, and they will be changing. But right now, this pansy is so pretty, and it looks so good with the purple perilla and the cosmos. That cosmos also reseeded itself from last year too. That's a volunteer. But along with that, as I said, I planted in this bed the zinnias that I planted from seed. And a lot of these zinnias are the California Giants from the Dollar Tree, my Dollar Tree seeds. And they were up on the deck, and I finally got a chance to put them in the ground, and I'm thankful that they got the rain. So I just placed them in different patches here, and as they get larger, if I need to, I will thin them out and spread them around. In between, I seeded some different plants and things yet to be seen, because I don't remember what some of them are, but I think that this is a nice mix. And then I have the 4 o'clocks. I did label that, so because it's really new to me, and I really wanted to make sure that I know what it is and what's growing there, so that I don't pull it out. I planted in some more. I also planted some beets in there. I don't know, I had some extra beet seeds, and the soil here is very loose and loamy. So I decided to seed some beet seeds in there, and I actually see them coming up here. Which is cool, and I just like how this looks right now. It's just so neat. So that's one thing that's new for the garden, and something that I've been working on is just getting this bed together. So it's going to be pretty. I think it's going to look really nice when it all comes together. The other section here that has been updated and that is looking new here is this one. And I also planted in some of my zinnia seedlings here and some other ones too. The plants here are going to look really pretty coming together. Now, already in the bed, you can see the white poppies. No, they're not poppies. What are they? Japanese amenities. They're wild flowers. And I also have some apple mint there. Isn't that nice with the green variegated leaves of the grass? Now, this is the front bed. I call my urban cottage garden bed. And the lilacs are finished. The alliums are through. So I came in and I just planted out this bed. I put in some vegetables as well as flowers. And this that you see here, this is an allium drumstick at the corners there. And then I have here, I planted in some marigolds, eggplant, zinnias, and then we have cosmos, zinnias, a lot of zinnias. But what is new and what I'm really excited about are the okra plants that I started from seed. And there are two different types of okra plants here. And I'm hoping that they will grow and be happy because this is a sunny spot. And it gets, we tend to pay attention to it. So it gets watering regularly. And hopefully it will grow well. Now this here, this is a herbal tea. It's called Dragon Head's Balm. And Dragon Head Balm. It's supposed to have purpley like flowers at the edges. It's going to be pretty, and it's a tea, something that you can take the leaves and drink it, as a tea. I got it from Baker Creek. It's one of my successes with Baker Creek. And started it in the bottle sewing. And then I decided I'll try it out here in this bed, at least some of it. And they look good. They look healthy. Here's some more. Now, this patch of wildflowers that I have here, I think that's like baby's breath, pink baby's breath. They reseeded themselves from last year. I had thrown out here in this bed a wildflower seeds, and a lot of them grew. It was wild looking, but pretty. So this year I wanted to be a little bit more formal, or designed at least. But these came back, these self-sowed, and they look good with the California poppy too. So it's going to be interesting to see what else comes up here. And then I tried to give it a little design here by putting these geraniums in pots. I had these pots a long time ago. I bought them and just had them scattered in the garden and decided that I would give them a spot here. So we shall see. This might change, but For right now, I think it just gives the garden a little more character. This garden bed, a focal point. What I am excited about here is this plant right here. And these are my Chasta daisies that I sowed last year. I had sown them by seed in the winter bottle method. Planted them here last year, and they were just small, hadn't grown out. And now this year they look like they're ready to flower. So that's something to look forward to. The purple flower, that's bachelor button, and I've had that for a while. And bee balm. Look at this. My Stella d'Oro daylily, first one for the season, is bloomed, and it's only going to be here for a day. And things are looking good. Look at that. This is my hydrangea that I had started or propagated from a cutting, and it's been here for the last couple of years. My husband cut it back real hard by accident, so all of this is new growth, but it is looking really healthy and green. And even if it doesn't flower this year, it's still very, very attractive with the leaves of the bearded iris. I like this. It looks like a bouquet with my sedum, and also these are lilies. These are new plants. I didn't plant that. I planted this one, and it's made some spreading, made some new ones. So this is what this front garden looks like. Very pretty. There would have been roses, my knockout roses, all the way through the bed, but they did not come back. So this is the look that we have for this year, 2023. Here in this front bed, I decided to plant the peppers, and also I have the beautiful annuals as well. The peppers tend to do very well here in the front because they get plenty of heat and sun. I also planted in here my zucchinis, and they are looking so happy. This rose is a wild rose. The fragrance is delicious. It's wild and it takes up a lot of space, but I just cut it back and groom it so that it fits in this space. Here are some more of the zucchini plants. They're going to spread and fill up this location, but I am pleased with them, and I like the big bold leaves of the zucchini. I think it looks so pretty. I like it. Here I also planted out some more peppers, some jalapeno peppers, and also my yellow peppers. Elisa, I think it's called, the red pepper, and bell peppers. They're all bell peppers. I did plant a pumpkin and they will trail, and they will climb on the shrubs here, and it will be really good because the shrubs are going to act like a trellis for the pumpkin. We decided to utilize this piece of land here by the side because it gets sun in the morning and sun in the afternoon, a lot of sun, but yet it's kind of shaded too. So we're experimenting here in this bed, and we've planted here some kale, some pumpkins. I even put in my okra plants here. Eggplants, tomatoes, and those tomatoes are big boy tomatoes with squash and pumpkins and corn. Corn is new for this area for sure, and I'm looking forward to seeing them grow up and see what we get. I decided to plant out some of the leaves of the vegetables there, the mixed microgreens, and I decided to allow the microgreens to become spring greens, and now I want to see what they look like as they grow out to their full stage, their full size. So I pinched out some of them from this section over here, and I planted them here in this border, and they're getting really big. They're looking good. And this is from the spicy mix. So I know I have bok choy, I have some of the mustard greens, and don't they look healthy? I also planted some squash or pumpkin here, one or the other. And in the meantime, though these leafy greens are going to grow up here, and they may even flower, but I just want to see what they look like as adults. And let's pull out some of these weeds here. Good thing is that you can always transplant things and move them into a different area, but look at this. This looks so cute. And I even have a Stella d'Oro lily blooming here. I wanted to make sure that I have some flowers in this area because the bees would love it, and it's great for the pollinators and so forth. That's why I allowed the kale over there to flower, but now they're turning to seed, and I just have to decide which one that I want to seed and which one do I want to cut back and start some new plantings with. Because the tomatoes are doing really well here. I have here the Sun Sugar tomatoes and also the 100 cherry 100s, along with Jet Star tomatoes and the Roma here, which are starting to flower. So we definitely need the pollinators to be in this area. Finally, I want to just show you my corn that I planted in earlier, the first batch, and now this is the second batch of corn, as well as some seeds that I've planted in there that you can't see, of course, yet, but they're there. And then I have my squash that I planted in some from in the trays like that, and then some I self-seeded. And a lot of these seeds are from from last year. The pumpkin and the squash, the patty pan squash, they grew. And what I did was I saved the seeds, and now I'm replanting them in. So this is going to be very interesting to see the corn grow. Last year they grew, and it was so delicious right here. And I'm looking forward to them coming up and filling up this space and just providing fresh corn along with the squash and the pumpkins and the winter squash here in this bed. Now I still have some more space here, so we will be adding more things to it as we go along. And I'm just excited about the corn. If you like this video, then like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. Come and join me here at Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Just come check me out and see what we're doing here at Catherine's Garden and Home. Each week it is different. Each week different things are happening, and I love to give garden tours. So come and join me again at Catherine's Garden and Home, and let us sow things as I sowed our way through. I know I kept saying so because that's what I want to do. Sow fruits and vegetables and flowers, and sow love and joy and peace in the world. Have a great day. Thank you for watching, and hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos, and share the video too. Bye. For more videos, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time right here in Catherine's Garden. Bye.